Hi, welcome to Spec Hunter. Sony has launched a new flagship phone, the Xperia 1 Mark 7. This is the 7th generation of their top phone. And as always, Sony is doing things a little differently. The company is known for sticking to a more classic approach. They focus on practical features, high-end cameras, and solid build quality. They don't chase trends or flood the phone with AI gimmicks. This new model continues that path. It brings some welcome upgrades like a better ultra-wide camera, a brighter display, improved sound features, and a new chipset, but it also keeps many things the same. If you've used a Sony flagship before, this one will feel familiar at first glance. The Xperia 1 Mark 7 looks very similar to last year's phone. The shape is rectangular with clean lines and a minimalist design. The back is made of Gorilla Glass Victus. It has a rough texture which makes it grippy and not slippery, like most glossy phones. The frame is aluminum, also with a ribbed finish, making it easy to hold. It feels comfortable and solid in the hand. The phone is built to last and is rated IP65 and IP68 against dust and water, so it can handle splashes or even being briefly submerged. The display is a 6.5-inch OLED. It has a 120 Hz refresh rate and is protected by Gorilla Glass Victus. 2. Sony used to put 4K displays in its phones, but now they've shifted to a 1080p resolution. This makes the display more practical. It still looks very sharp, with clear text and vivid images. The screen supports 10-bit color and HDR10, but not Dolby Vision. The refresh rate is adaptive. It adjusts based on how you're using the phone. When you're scrolling, it speeds up to 120 Hz, making everything feel smooth. When you stop, it can drop to 30 Hz to save power. Brightness has improved this year. In manual mode, it hits about 800 nits. In auto mode, under bright light, it goes up to around 1,470 nits. That's even brighter than last year's model, which reached 1,300 nits. Audio is another area where Sony keeps things classic. The Xperia 1 Mark 7 still has a 3.5mm headphone jack. That's very rare in today's flagship phones. Sony says the headphone audio is powered by Walkman tech, with high-quality internal components. The stereo speakers are still front-facing, which is great for watching videos or gaming. But the sound is slightly weaker than last year. It's still loud and clear, but not as loud as before. Overall, sound quality is good, but not best in class. For security, Sony uses a fingerprint scanner on the side. It's fast and accurate. Unlike most flagships, it doesn't use an under-display sensor. The phone also supports microSD cards for storage expansion, which is another rare feature. However, internal storage is limited to just 256 gigabytes. That's fine for most users, but it would be nice to have more options. The software is based on Android 15. Sony keeps it close to stock. Android with only a few changes. The quick settings panel has square icons. It's simple and easy to use. There are also a few Sony exclusive tools. One is multi-window switch, which helps with multitasking. It lets you switch between apps easily in split-screen mode. Another is Side Sense. It's a small bar on the edge of the screen that opens up a menu of shortcuts. You can customize it to open apps, tools, or even app pairs. The phone can also connect to Sony Alpha cameras and act as an external monitor. There's a special gaming feature called Game Enhancer. It gives you control over performance settings, notifications, and other gaming tools. You can open it as a standalone app or as an overlay during games. What's missing here is AI. Most new phones are pushing lots of AI-powered features. Sony hasn't added much in this area. They say AI is working in the background mostly for the camera, but you won't find fancy AI features for photos, calls, or productivity. You do get Google's Gemini Assistant, but that's on all Android phones. So if AI is important to you, this phone might not impress. Sony promises 4 years of Android updates and 6 years of security patches. That's solid support for a flagship phone. Inside, the phone has the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 Elite chipset. It's fast and powerful. It performs better than last year's model in every benchmark. But when you compare it to other phones with the same chip, the Xperia is slightly behind. It's still good, but not the best. Under heavy load, the phone heats up quickly and performance drops fast. In stress tests, CPU speed fell to half in just 8 minutes. That means it might not be the best phone for gaming or long processing tasks. Battery life is decent. It has the same 5,000 mAh battery as last year. In testing, it lasted 14 hours and 44 minutes with active use. That's good, but last year's model lasted over 17 hours. So this year's phone doesn't perform quite as well in battery life. Charging is still limited to 30 watts. Sony doesn't include a charger in the box. With Sony's own 30W charger, the phone charged from 0 to 51% in 30 minutes. A full charge took about an hour and a half. That's slow compared to many other flagships. There is wireless charging and reverse wireless charging, though. Now let's get into the cameras. The main and telephoto cameras haven't changed much, but the ultra-wide camera is new. It has a larger 50-megapixel sensor. That should mean better photo quality. Sony also kept the two-step shutter button, which is larger now and feels better to use. There's just one camera app now, which makes things more simple. Photos from the main camera are great. They have excellent detail, low noise, and natural. Textures, colors look vibrant, and the contrast is nice. Dynamic range is also wide, with good detail in shadows and highlights. Skin tones look okay, though Sony's style might not be everyone's favorite. Portrait shots can be hit or miss. The blur effect is sometimes too strong. Zoom shots at 2x are very usable. They look sharp outdoors. Indoors, they can be a bit soft, but still acceptable. Night photos from the main cam are excellent. There's good contrast, bright highlights, deep shadows, and plenty of detail. Colors are accurate, and white balance is handled well. The telephoto camera supports continuous optical zoom from 3.5x to 7.1x. At 3.5x, the photos look fine with decent sharpness and color. There is some noise indoors, but it's manageable. Dynamic range is good. When shooting people, the images are exposed well, though the detail could be better. At 5x zoom, quality dips a bit. Photos are still okay, but not as sharp. There's a macro mode at 5x, which lets you focus from just 4 centimeters. It doesn't have autofocus, but if you stay steady, it can take nice close-up shots. At 7.1x, sharpness drops more. The photos are still usable, but don't expect top quality. At night, zoom shots are good up to 3.5x. Beyond that, they lose detail, but color and contrast stay strong. The new ultra-wide camera is a big improvement. Photos are super sharp, detailed, and colorful. Noise is very low. Even at night, this camera performs well. It captures clear details, has great color, and manages shadows and highlights beautifully. Selfies are taken with a 12-megapixel camera. It doesn't have autofocus, but image quality is still very good. Detail is high and skin tones look natural. Dynamic range is also wide, so backgrounds don't get overexposed. Video recording is strong, but not perfect. The rear cameras can shoot 4K at up to 120 frames per second. The front camera can do 4000 at 60 FPS. Main camera videos have good color and dynamic range, but they're a bit soft. Telephoto videos are similar nice colors, but not enough sharpness. We expected more from the ultra-wide camera. While photos are amazing, video lacks the same level of detail. Stabilization is good across all cameras. It smooths out movement when filming. Night videos from the main camera look fine. But the telephoto video is very soft and not on par with other flagship phones. The ultra-wide camera does better at night. Thanks to its large sensor dot, so that's the Xperia 1 Mark 7, it's a solid phone with many good features. You get a headphone jack, micro SD card slot, clean software, a bright display, and great cameras. The new ultra-wide cam is especially impressive, but there are some weak points. Battery life is shorter than before. Charging is slow. The speakers are not as loud as last year. There are no real AI tools. And performance under pressure drops fast. If you love Sony's approach and want a phone that sticks to the basics, this could be a good option. But if you're looking for cutting-edge AI or faster performance, you might want to check what the competition offers. In fact, last year's Xperia might even be a better deal. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to Spec Hunter. And don't forget to press the bell icon for the latest updates.